The still surface of Lake Lanier mirrored the cloudless sky, a deceptively peaceful scene. The water was so calm, it seemed like a sheet of glass, reflecting the early morning light in a way that made everything appear almost magical. It was a place where one could easily lose themselves in the beauty of nature, forgetting the troubles of the world. It was here, on this tranquil Georgia lake, that the world believed Aaron Carter met his tragic end. The lake, known for its serene beauty, had now become a site of sorrow and mystery. The news of his disappearance sent shockwaves through the community and beyond, leaving many to wonder what had truly happened on that fateful day. On November the 5th, 2022, a lone fisherman stumbled upon what appeared to be a body, clothes strewn on the bank nearby. The discovery was both shocking and heartbreaking, as the fisherman realized the gravity of the situation. The serene morning had turned into a scene of tragedy, with questions swirling about how and why this had happened. The news spread like wildfire. Aaron Carter, former child star, was gone. Media outlets across the globe picked up the story, and soon it was all anyone could talk about. The sudden and tragic loss of such a young life left many in disbelief, struggling to come to terms with the reality of the situation. Fans around the world mourned the loss of a troubled young man who seemed forever chasing the shadow of his past. Candlelight vigils were held, and social media was flooded with messages of love and support. Aaron's fans, who had followed his journey from childhood stardom to his struggles in adulthood, felt a deep sense of loss and sadness. But the peace was short-lived. As the days passed, more questions than answers began to emerge. The initial shock gave way to a growing sense of unease, as the circumstances surrounding Aaron's disappearance seemed increasingly mysterious and unsettling. The truth, as it so often does, proved to be far stranger, far more shocking than anyone could have imagined. Investigations revealed twists and turns that no one saw coming, leaving everyone to wonder what really happened to Aaron Carter on that quiet morning by the lake. The story was far from over, and the search for answers had only just begun. Aaron Carter's story was a familiar one in Hollywood. A meteoric rise to fame, followed by a turbulent and very public fall from grace. His life became a spectacle, with every misstep and struggle broadcast for the world to see. As the younger brother of Backstreet Boys' heartthrob Nick Carter, Aaron was destined for stardom. The Carter family was thrust into the limelight, and Aaron quickly became a household name. He burst onto the music scene at the tender age of 9, his bubblegum pop captivating audiences worldwide. His infectious energy and catchy tunes made him an instant favorite among young fans. Millions of albums sold, sold-out tours, and screaming fans became his reality. Aaron's success seemed unstoppable, with each new release topping the charts and further cementing his place in pop culture. But behind the curtain of success, a darker narrative was unfolding. The pressures of maintaining his image and the relentless demands of the industry began to weigh heavily on him. The pressures of fame, coupled with the complexities of growing up in the unforgiving spotlight, took their toll. Aaron struggled with personal issues, including family conflicts, financial troubles, and mental health challenges. The once bright star was now battling his inner demons, trying to find a way to reclaim his life and identity amidst the chaos. As Aaron matured, his musical style evolved, but his star began to fade. The hits dwindled, the crowds thinned, and the financial strain became evident. Bad investments, lavish spending, and legal battles chipped away at his once vast fortune. Soon, the whispers began. Aaron Carter was broke. The weight of his financial woes became an unbearable burden, pushing him to the brink of desperation. Little did anyone know, he was about to make a decision that would shock the world. That fateful day on Lake Lanier, the discovery of the body sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. Fans grieved, family members were inconsolable, and the media went into overdrive. Divers scoured the murky depths of the lake, searching for any trace of the missing star. But as hours turned into days, and the search yielded no results, a chilling question began to emerge. What if Aaron Carter hadn't drowned at all? What if he wanted the world to believe he was gone? Hundreds of miles away, in a nondescript motel room, Aaron Carter was alive and well. He had meticulously planned his disappearance, using the media frenzy surrounding his supposed death to vanish without a trace. He had traded his designer clothes for cheap jeans and a t-shirt, his face hidden behind a scraggly beard. Aaron had become a ghost, haunting the edges of society, a far cry from the pop sensation he once was. But Aaron's freedom wouldn't last. The authorities, suspicious of the circumstances surrounding his disappearance, launched a full-scale investigation. They followed a trail of credit card charges, burner phones, and eyewitness accounts, slowly piecing together his elaborate scheme. Weeks later, in a dramatic confrontation at a rural gas station, Aaron Carter was finally apprehended. The jig was up. Jig. The revelation of Aaron's faked death sent shockwaves through the nation. Fans who had mourned his passing now grappled with feelings of betrayal and anger. The media, once sympathetic, turned on him, branding him a fraud and a master manipulator. But amidst the public outcry, a quieter, more tragic story was unfolding. The story of a family torn apart. The emotional toll on Aaron's family was immeasurable. His mother, Jane, torn between relief that her son was alive and devastation at his choices, became a recluse, haunted by the public humiliation. His brother Nick, already struggling with his own demons, was left to pick up the pieces, his relationship with Aaron irrevocably damaged. The Carter family, once a symbol of unity and success, was now fractured beyond repair. In the end, Aaron Carter's desperate attempt to escape his financial woes only deepened his troubles. His mounting debts and the pressure to maintain his lifestyle pushed him to make choices that would ultimately lead to his downfall. He was charged with fraud, identity theft, and obstruction of justice. These charges were not just legal terms, they represented a betrayal of trust, a breach of integrity, and a descent into a world of deceit. His once bright future now seemed like a distant memory, a stark contrast to the promising young man he once was. The dreams and aspirations that once fueled his ambition were now overshadowed by the consequences of his actions, replaced by the cold reality of a prison cell. The clang of the cell door closing was a harsh reminder of the finality of his situation. As he sat alone in his cell, stripped of his fame and fortune, he had ample time to reflect on the choices he made. The silence of the prison walls echoed the emptiness of his once glamorous life. Aaron Carter was left to confront the true cost of his actions. The regret and remorse were palpable as he pondered the impact of his deception not only on himself, but also on those who believed in him. The world may never know the full story of what drove him to such extremes, the hidden fears and insecurities that led him down this dark path. The shadows of his past loomed large, casting a long and dark shadow over his legacy. But one thing is certain: the legacy of Aaron Carter will forever be tainted by the shadow of his own deception. His story serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder of how easily one can fall from grace when driven by desperation and deceit.